Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Week 15 has been absolutely crazy. Started with a Kyle Pitts explosion for 40 points and half-point PPR. Trudged on with a bunch of other huge scores. We got one game left. Dolphins, Steelers tonight. Let's get into it. We're going to be talking about my teams. We're going to be talking about the slate. For those who do subscribe to beatbestball.com, I did get my initial playoff best ball write-up on the site on Friday. Went over strategy for these contests. Not the best ball playoffs, which we're going to be talking about today, but the playoff best ball. The teams actually make the playoffs. So got that live on the site, went over strategy advice, and went over my personal takes on the teams that are likely to make the playoffs or have any playoff hopes at all. So let's go back in time. Back to week 15. And by the way, if you want to get notified when I go live, I noticed some people on YouTube are like, why do I never get notified that you go live until way after? Number one, join the Discord. Link is below. I always tag my Discord. Discord is where we talk ball too. So I'll share my screen right now. So make sure you get in here. Fun fact, the guy who's advancing the most BBMs, B. Galucci, he's in the Discord. So make sure you get in here. A lot of good info. But I always tag this when I go live under the live stream section. And then you can also turn on the notification bell on YouTube. And that should email you, I believe, when I go live. So, anyways, going back in time here, to Thursday Night Football. I've always said, hey, best ball advancing is part of the picture, right? Do we want to advance teams? Of course we want to advance teams. But people hated it this summer when I said, hey, just because you advance 100 teams, 50 teams, it does not guarantee that you're going to make the finals. This is a quality game, and it's a game where the scores get wiped clean going into the playoffs. So who are the guys you need right now? Well, you needed to have Kyle Pitts, who dropped 40. You needed to have Trevor Lawrence, who dropped 44. Here's the top highest scoring points here. So Trevor Lawrence, 44. Bo Nix, 29. Purdy, 26. Goff, 25. Josh Allen, 25. Cook, 30. ETN, 30. Henderson, 29. Bijan, 25. Tracy, 23. Amon-Ra, 35. Puka, 23. J-Mo, 23. Nico, 22. DJ Moore, 21. Pitts, 40. McBride, 31. Goddard, 22. Hashtag tight end doesn't matter. Wrong. Kittle, 19. Schultz, 18. These are the guys you needed. Personally, I had one Pitts team going into the playoffs, so I was not feeling great after Thursday Night Football. Also, most of my high-stakes teams, which are smaller pods, were facing Kyle Pitts, which was a little unlucky because Pitts, not a super high advance rate player, didn't do much in the regular season. Trevor Lawrence, not a super high advance rate player, did bad in the regular season, and his stacking partners did bad. But this is the game we play. So any Trevor team, any Pitts team, any Cook team, any Amon-Ra team, which, by the way, Amon-Ra, brand guy for me. McBride, brand guy for me. Cook, brand guy for me. A lot of brand guys having good games, J-Mo. But personally, I only think I advanced one Amon-Ra team because he was hard to advance. And my one Amon-Ra team that I did advance was, I believe, a Jonathan Taylor Amon-Ra team. So let's just look at my one Amon-Ra team. I don't think it's... Oh, it's advancing. Oh, I had 4? Okay. Hey, I'm wrong. 4 snuck in there at the end. And looks like they just didn't have the firepower other than Amon-Ra. Funny, like Amon-Ra Cook. Hey, that's setting you up for success. But who's winning in these pods? I don't know how to actually see the winner of the pods. I think you can toggle through. Whatever. Some better team is advancing. Now, hit the arrows left and right. Hey, by the way, Patrick Donovan, owner of BBMDB, makes the sweating awesome. You guys know on Friday or whatever, Thursday, I was like, love BBMDB, more of a regular season thing. Shout out Patrick. He's done a great job overhauling BBMDB to make the sweating tools better on the site for the playoffs. So, man works hard. Buy him a beer. You can do that by clicking this little, it's not shown on my screen. If I toggle this off, this little button right here, you can buy him a coffee, buy him a beer, depending on your per view. Anyways, so the Pitts game, I wasn't feeling great, but the bell was not rung. Again, going back here, we had some huge scores. Trevor, 44. That's the guy I have. Bo Nix, 29. I have almost no Bo Nix. I didn't like the matchup against the Chiefs week 17. Purdy, 26. Purdy hard to advance. Missed a lot of the regular season. Goff, 25. I had a lot of Goff, but, the 25 from Goff and Allen, this didn't do a lot for you. Cook, ETN, Henderson, Bijan, Tracy. I think what this is indicative of is it's a lot easier to find running back points than there is wide receiver points, right? So Puka's 23 is just inherently more valuable than Bijan's 25, right? Why? Well, because you could get Tracy, you could get ETN, you could get other players to fill in your running back slots, maybe Jalen Warren, maybe Achane. Wide receiver, though, other than Amon-Ra, Puka, J-Mo, Nico, DJ Moore randomly, there's not a lot of wide receivers popping off for big scores. And what I think is very interesting is this is a truly crazy week 15 because, when you have a lot of players popping up these big scores, so Pitts is 40, ETN's 30, three receiving touchdowns, Trevor's 40. You're going to advance a lot of quote unquote bad teams to week 16. Now, obviously they made week 16, so it's how bad can you be? But it's not hard to draw up a Trevor Pitts team that has their wide receivers. The only 3 live wide receivers they have is Luther Burden. Okay, good, fine, right? Then they have a Darius Slayton, and they have whatever, Pop Douglas. So their team overall sucks. It has no depth, but it made the playoffs. So it's going to make the teams that actually have true depth that much stronger. And when you think about who's going to be high owned week 16, well, it's going to be these guys. So Trevor is going to be mega chalk. And I believe the Jags play the Broncos week 16. Cook, ETN, Henderson, Bijan, Tracy, they're kind of saving each other from being chalk individually because there's so many, but they're going to be inherently chalky. Amon-Ra is going to be mega chalk. So if you can advance a non-Trevor team, if you can advance a team that has bad tight end points, this is now exciting. If you could advance a Drake London team and he plays week 16, my God, that's how much more leverage could you ask for, right? If you could advance a team that has bad running back points, whatever, you get my point. This is how you start getting super valuable teams into week 16. So currently I'm advancing don't think that's right. I don't think I'm advancing 4. Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. I mean, I swear that's not what it says on my phone. You guys can see it's showing 4, but let me check my screen here. Maybe the desktop app is just wrong. Or hopefully for my case, it's right. Okay, on my phone, it shows me as advancing. Oh, this is see, here's what I was doing. This is a third, but on desktop, don't those colors look exactly the same? Like on mobile, the third is like clearly bronze. Okay, I'm advancing 3 teams currently for BBM. But what a sweat last night was for me. So going into Monday Night Football, I was advancing or go after the Sunday games, the Sunday morning games, I was advancing 6 teams. Then it dropped to 3 or 4 teams. And then I was staring down the barrel of maybe only advancing 1 team. But this team here, which as you can see has a tie right now. We both have 172.7 points, which, fun fact, that's 727 is St. Pete area code. Both me and Herzig live in St. Pete, Florida, or lived, and when we won BBM. So, hey, maybe a really good sign for this team. But this team was facing JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy propelled this team to 127.8 points. So he passed me. Then I have a 5-5-5 team on DK. My only shot to advance in the 5-5-5. To have any shot tonight where it needs Jaylen Warren at least 18 PPR points, Michael Jordan flu game, we'll get there. It needed Lamb to hit the bonus over 100 yards. So CeeDee Lamb catches the ball. They kick the field goal. JJ McCarthy's kneel down takes this team from 127.7 or 127.8 to 127.7. And I have never encountered this. Like, I know kneel downs are -1 rushing yard, but I didn't know if every single kneel down was -1 rushing yard. I do like Survivor Isaac. I didn't know if every kneel down, like, maybe a kneel down is like sometimes half a yard. I don't know. I watched the kneel down and I was like, well, it didn't look like a full yard to me. Anyways, they guarantee it was -0.1. And what is the tie break? Well, the tie break is your highest scoring player. So for me, my highest scoring player is Trevor Lawrence. And for Tokarog, his highest scoring player is Kyle Pitts. So assuming no stat corrections. And by the way, this dude's team stinks, right? So it would have stunk to lose to this team. It's a McCarthy team with no other quarterback. Not great. Okay, its running back room is decent. Jacobs, Cook, ETN. Rachaad White, James Conner out, Miles Sanders out. Its wide receiver room stinks, right? Jefferson, not great. Marvin, not playing. Pickens, okay, good. Debo, fine. Pittman with Rivers. Michael Wilson, Keenan. So it had to dodge not only... It needed Jefferson not to score any points either because his third highest scoring wide receiver was Debo. So basically the path for... And he had Kyle Pitts is 40. That does a lot, right? My team is a little bit better, I think. It's a Trevor Stroud team. It was drafted May 5th. That's also exciting, right? May 5th. Why is that exciting? Because there's not a lot of teams that have the contexture of a May 5th team. And from memory, it was just like harder to get good wide receiver rooms in May 5th. So Trevor and Stroud, fine, right? Obviously, mega chalk Trevor going into the next round. And then, a relatively lower owned Stroud. CMC, Cook, Henderson. Awesome trio right there. CMC did not go crazy, so his ownership will drop a bit. Also, he's close to this bonus he can get. Jordan Mason, he's a whatever. And Jaleel McLaughlin. RJ Harvey, I do think got a little banged up, so you never know. A near 0% owned Jaleel McLaughlin. Wide receiver room is not the deepest in the world, but it is Nico, Olave, Ibuka, Burden as a solid 4. Burden, high ankle sprain. So it's at least got 4 guys, right, that can put up big scores. And really with this team, we're only counting... Most weeks, we're only counting for 3 wide receivers. Trey Harris, Tillman, Douglas. Okay, they're a prayer, but they're on the team. Because the tight end room, Strange, Henry, Gesicki, didn't do anything this week. But that's exciting. You want to advance teams that did nothing out of position, right? Strange, Henry, Gesicki They will not be chalk. Why? And by the way, Mike Gesicki, multi-time Best Ball Mania champion, including on my team in BBM2. So a lot going for this team. It's got the Gesicki. It's got the 727. Shout out. And then it's going to have a low-owned Strange, Henry, and Gesicki because they flopped, right? They're going to be mega low-owned just because who are the chalk tight ends going to be? It's going to be McBride. It's going to be Pitts. It's going to be Goddard. It's going to be Kittle. So, what if? What if? So, this team is locked, assuming no stat corrections. This team is my only Kyle Pitts team, and I don't love its chances. Okay, I think we can now look at BBMDB here. He's giving me an expected, so it's actually funny. I don't think Pat's software understands the tie. It does, but it doesn't, right? It understands the tie because if you see it showing me as second, but it's giving me advance rate 100%. So the percentile does understand that this team is a lock to advance on the tie break, but this advancing button right here, which, you know, this is so rare that the tie actually matters. It doesn't understand that, hey, I'm actually advancing 3 right now, right? So, you know, and like this is a crazy game. This team that just barely made the playoffs off of a tie, obviously, it could win the contest. And that's what had to happen. It had to have a JJ McCarthy kneel down to advance out of week 15. That's how crazy this is, right? This team is a near lock. It would be a true gut punch for this team not to make it. Scored 193 points. There's a lot to be excited about it. It is, we're going to go in app for it. So first off, I gave it the muscle emoji. I don't do that to all my teams going into the playoffs, so that feels good. 193, and if we look at Pat's list, which seems to work better on mobile. On mobile, if you click this little like red thing, it shows you the like percentage next to each person's name. But on desktop, doesn't seem to be functioning. Okay, so it's got 3 live quarterbacks: Goff, Trevor, Stroud. Pretty exciting, because they're all like meh QBs, but all can have a big game. Okay, Cook, Henderson, Aaron Jones, Judkins, Algier. Also an exciting group. 2 rookies here. Old man Aaron Jones, which the Vikings are all of a sudden looking a little bit live. And everyone is live and active, right? Algier even active. So it seems relatively strong at running back. Wide receiver room is really strong. It's Amon-Ra. That's why advanced. Drake London. And that's the Drake London is maybe why this is the most exciting part. Because if Drake London plays next week, which I don't actually know, but I'm hoping, obviously. If he plays next week, well, now you got a super valuable player who's going to be like 0% owned because and it's going to be direct leverage off of Kyle Pitts, who's going to be mega chalk. It's got JSN, obviously one of the best players in fantasy football. We're trying to drag Travis Hunter to the finish line, whether he plays or not. And then it's got 3 guys so it's got 3 studs, assuming London plays. And then it's got Higgins, Leggett, Adonai Mitchell, varying degrees of how good these are. But, you know, they can have a game. And it's got the Schultz, K-Dot, and Gesicki team. Because Gesicki on both my Week 16 lock teams is a great bit. But, okay, Dalton Schultz. So it's got the Week 17 stacks. Goff, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra. Right? Probably the best game still. The Vikings-Lions game. And Lions are going to need to score in that one to make the playoffs, right? It's got Trevor naked due to Travis. And it's got Stroud, with just Jaden Higgins, which is going to be lower owned because Nico was the one who had the big week 15. But to Jaden Higgins and Dalton Schultz, which is kind of like nice because my other team is a Nico team. Right. And Nico just super low owned anyways going into the playoffs. But we got the Stroud Nico angle stacked up from multiple, or the Stroud stacks from multiple angles. And now this team, I don't know if I love its chances. It is a Love Herbert team, so no more points allowed. It's got Jacobs, Cook, and this was my lowest scoring team to make the playoffs. So it barely made it. By the way, very rare combo because it went Ginty, Achane, Jacobs. Third round Jacobs, fourth round Cook. But it's got Achane and Wright to play tonight, and it's flex that it can improve off an 18. So, okay, if Achane scores 25, it would add 7 points, which would help a lot for it. Its wide receiver room is not great. I guess technically it also has Adam Thielen. So, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of excited for this team, but also not, because it's like, even if you could place this team in week 17, is it strong enough at quarterback? Yes. Is it strong enough at running back? Superbly. Is it strong enough at tight end? Absolutely. Can it get the points at wide receiver? Jerry Jeudy, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Jaden Higgins, Keon Coleman, Adam Thielen, Andre Yoshivas, Michael Wilson, Dontavian Wicks. Maybe, especially if this Christian Watson injury, which I believe they said is like they're optimistic on, like if he misses time, then the Reed Wicks stack is a lot better. Darnell Mooney, he's out there. Jaden Higgins, he's out there. Keon's out there. We'll see what Thielen is. And Michael Wilson is like a godsend to this team. But this guy who has 150, what's he got going? He's got Metcalf off of a 6. So if Metcalf scores 10, he would pass me, assuming Achane doesn't outscore 18, which you never know. Like, he's supposed to be 100%, but we don't know. Michael Wilson unlocked that squad. I mean, yeah, like this team doesn't even make the playoffs if Dontavian Wicks doesn't score 30 on Thanksgiving, and then Michael Wilson become Michael Wilson down the stretch here. But hoping it can make it. I think I have some other teams that have a chance. So he's given me 33% chance here with this team. How do I see just first? Okay. My Tino scores 150.2. Which, by the way, guys, some people's best ball season is over. I'm sorry for you. Mine could have been over, right? If I didn't get that kneel down, I was staring down the barrel of maybe only one team, right? It ends for everyone, right? So sorry if it's over for you. Lick your wounds. If you want to take off next season, go ahead. If you're running good right now, keep that energy, Okay, this team, 33% chance. So it's down 3. What's it got? It's got Rodgers off of a 25, so not likely to increase, but you never know. And it's got Metcalf off of an 8. So that's kind of nice because what's this guy got? He's got Waddle off of a 9. And what's this guy got? He's got Adam Thielen off of a whatever. So basically, if Metcalf has a huge game and Waddle doesn't, then this team would maybe make the playoffs because he's saying I'm 33%. And then I have some other fringe ones. So who knows? I don't even know if it's possible, but technically Patrick's given me chances on 5 tonight. I'm locked on 2 nearly. And he's given me a slight edge on this 55%, but I don't know. Doesn't feel great. We play a brutal game. I mean, think of the dude who just, maybe that was his only team. We can be sick and look it up if we want. But what's his name? You know, like he might have just lost his only team on a kneel down. Toker Og. Like maybe he's advancing 10 teams. I have no idea. Toker OG. He had 4 teams. And yeah, that was it's funny the stat correction doesn't show here yet. But yeah, I knocked this team out. I mean, I hope. I don't know. Patrick's stats are showing 172.8. I guess he's got a chance here. But he had 4 teams, and I think in all likelihood I knocked it out. Right? I'm happy you mentioned the big board. So, okay, I'm not going to pull up all the DK teams. It's just not easy to sweat. But here's what I need to advance a 5-5-5. I need Jaylen Warren, who popped up this morning with the flu or whatever. I need him to score 18 PPR points and Achane/Waddle to not both go nuclear to avoid a team below me. So Jaylen Warren, who's a brand guy for me, first person to coin him, Gen X or this generation's Eckler. So I need him to score 18 or more DraftKings points, and I'll advance the 5-5-5, which would be nice. Of my 36 DK millies, which the advance rate in DK is 1 out of 12, not 1 out of 13. I'm currently advancing 5. I think I have some teams that could make it and some teams who could drop. So could go anywhere from like 2 to 7. Then I advanced 55 big boards. And just to show you that, like, hey, it's not an advance rate game. I'm getting crushed in the big board. I'm advancing 3 big boards right now. Patrick's giving me math of roughly 5. But I think my expected going into this, I think he had me at 7. So, and the advance rate's only 1 out of 10, I believe, in the big board. Let me look. So, despite advancing twice as many teams in the big board than I did in BBM, yeah, it's 1 out of 10. And the advance rate being 1 out of 10 instead of 1 out of 13, I'm only currently advancing 3 of 55. So I'm below expectation there in the big board. I did auto some of these, and then also it's just kind of like, hey, the players you showed up with, right? On DraftKings, it's even worse. I'm not going to click through all these pods and be a sicko, but the DraftKings pre-draft contest was my best regular season advance rate contest. In a 2 out of 12 format, which your expected advance rate is 25, I advanced 50 plus. I'm only advancing right now 1 of 50 plus. So, you know, just math off of 50 plus is around 5 teams, 4 teams, right? And I am sitting at a single advancing pre-draft 1 out of 12 of 50, which, hey, if you're going to run good, run bad, I'd much rather run good in these contests with $2 million to first than 200K, you know? So, I mean, it's just I'm sorry, Hans, it's the wrong way to think about it, right? It's like, of course, all else equal, you want to be advancing teams. However, getting your money back on the entry doesn't do anything for you for profiting. It really doesn't. It's about getting to the finals and then doing well there. Okay? So that's the goal in mind. Now that you know the goal in mind, it's up to you to come up with a strategy to win it. That's what I focus on. Other people want to say, you know what? We can't control anything in the fantasy playoffs. We don't know anything. The only thing that's good is to advance a lot of teams. That's how you know good players and bad players. I really disagree. I think that totally is like doing this. La 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 la. Can't decide anything. Because if I wanted to just advance a team into the playoffs, I would probably build the same structure every year. I would do 1 to 3 running backs early. Then I would do like 4 to 5 wide receivers from rounds like 2 through 7. So I'd get, I'd fill my running back and wide receiver with both starters. And I would go quarterback in the mid rounds and I'd go tight end late. That's what I would do if I just wanted to advance. You know what I would never do? I would never build 0 running back. I would never take elite insert position here, probably. Like, I don't think I'd do elite quarterback as much, elite tight end as much, but there's a lot of merit to doing these structures such as 0 running back when it's harder to advance and people aren't doing it when you're trying to turn $20 into $2 million, So building to advance versus building, kind of like weirder teams to try to make luck work for you is a different thing, right? And some volume players, they just try to advance as many teams every year and let the chips fall as may. Fair. I definitely am someone who will build a weirder team, right? I'll go McBride and Kittle at times. I'll do 0 running back, yada, 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 Is it going to work out in a given year? You never know, but I know it's going to be rarer in my pod, So, anyways, that's where we're sitting for BBM. So personally, like, I have a lot of Achane everywhere, but again, the contest is so high scoring this week that I don't even know if any of my Achane teams are live. I have 10 Achane teams. I'm advancing one. It's this one that may or may not make it, right? Adam Thielen touchdown one time. And then all the other Achane teams that thinks is dead, other than this team, which is giving a 7% chance. Functionally a good team. So, like, really, I think all else equal, I think I got a little unlucky that this Kyle Pitts game happened, right? Which, hey, that's going to happen. We're going to run good or bad. But if Kyle Pitts did not drop 40, because I think I have, just like looking through teams, I have a lot of teams in like second or third, and I look at first and has Kyle Pitts. Is what it is. I'd rather run bad week 15 than the following weeks, So, but then it's like, hey, Cook is a big guy for me. Cook dropped 30. That's good. ETN caught 3 touchdowns. That's bad for me. I don't have a lot of him. So of my Cook teams, Cook might be on all of them. He's for sure on 2, which is nice. Like, nice little streamlined bet there. And one of the best players in fantasy. But yeah, of course, pod luck is a part of this game too. Don't really know how I'm doing there. I do know, it would have felt unlucky if this team didn't advance. And still might not. I don't know. I'm a little scared that Patrick's math is showing it differently. Maybe his stuff just doesn't calculate the kneel down the same. What's the name of the DK Millie contest? Its specific name is the NFL Best Ball 15M Millionaire Round 2. $2 million to first. And then the 555 is named the NFL Best Ball 5 million Monster Millionaire. So anyways, some things I wanted to say is no matter how well you do advance rate wise, like, any of us are drawing live to get blanked week 15, including myself. Could I have had, previously what have I had? I've had 6 teams, 5 teams, 4 teams. So I've been 2 to 3 times expectation. That's really hard to do year after year. It's never guaranteed. It's very hard to go 1 out of 13 against other playoff teams. And, I could have gone 0 for 15 or 0 for 26. I could have gone 6 for 26 like I did last year, right? Or 6 for 19 or whatever. So don't feel bad if you are getting blanked this week. But hey, if you don't like this game, it's a crazy game, right? I think this guy lost a team on a JJ McCarthy kneel down. Okay. To me, that's crazy. Kyle Pitts 40 ended a lot of people's seasons or helped them, right? Any chance you could give your honest thoughts on my teams? Thanks for the super chat, Michael or M. I don't know what M could be. Matthew. Could be Michelle for all I know. It's a picture of a kid, I think. Should advance 3. M. Stockton. M. Stockton. $33. Good job, me. Yeah, you're getting near 90% odds. Which, hey, this is a blessing, but back in the day, you had to click in the pods. You had to look at the teams. That was fun, too. I almost wanted to tell you, don't super chat me to do this, guys. We got time to do this stuff to do. We'll do Michael here or whoever M is. But don't request this right now because I'm going to do this Tuesday, Wednesday, once we actually know officially what's advancing. Because, hey, I said this after Kyle Pitts' nuke game. Absolutely nothing is stopping anyone from dropping 50 in a game. Jalen Waddle could have 50 points tonight. Devon Achane could have 50 points. Jalen Warren could have 18 PPR points. What? Malik Washington could have 25 points, right? So things can change. Don't count your chickens too quick. All right, we'll look at 2 of your locked teams here. A Baker Stafford team, so great quarterbacks. Cook, Harvey. Don't know Harvey's status here. Aaron Jones, Krosky Merritt, Ollie Gordon in the chamber. Amon-Ra, Drake London. Drake London exciting because what we talked about. Devontae Adams almost certainly missing a lot of time. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. And Mika, I'm personally excited about Mika. He could have had a big game. Rashid Shaheed, Troy Franklin, Malik Washington, Mega Chalk Pitts, low-owned Juwan, and Kate Otten might return as well. So pretty nice team. Doesn't feel the deepest in the world at running back. You really need London back to replace Devontae. Stroud, Goff, Chase Brown, Kyron Cook. So, okay, we're thin, but our players are good. Nico, Smith, Reed, Pittman, Douglas, Wandale, Thielen, Tesla, Franklin, Juwan, and Ingram. So very much deeper team to me. Wide receiver is much better here. And although you only have 3 running backs, they're all like good. So you can get away with that. Your tight end room's not great, but Juwan's live for a spike. And then this team is a lock to advance. It's saying solo Stafford team. If you're going to go solo, he's not a bad pick. He gets the Falcons week 17. That's quite good. Achane, Cook, Harvey, also Jalen Warren. So running back room is loaded here. You have a lot of Harvey. You have a lot of Harvey and a lot of Franklin. Puka, Tet, maybe Rome, Keon, Kyle Williams, Wandale. This is what I'm talking. Like, this is definitely a good team in advanced. But it's like, I kind of want to see this team in my pod, right? It's like, okay, I got to dodge Kyle Williams. I got to dodge Keon. I got to dodge Tet. You know, it's like the depth of the team is not quite there. Please, next person to super chat me, I'm not doing this. We're going to look at one of yours because I already said that. Okay? We're going to do this later in the week. So if you super chat me again today, we will look at your team later. We'll look at your team that's locked here, Lone. Thank you for the super chat, though. Bo, Stafford, Rogers. Good. Cook, Henderson, Harvey, Warren. Good. And you never know with Blue. Might be active after the Javonte getting banged up. So deep quarterbacks, deep running backs. This is good. See, this team feels a lot more depth to me. Puka, maybe London. Crazy I'm seeing so much London. JSN, Mooney, and Mika Ibuka. So pretty deep wide receiver room. Puka, JSN, and Mika alone is like a star 3 and maybe London, plus some guys. Terrence Ferguson, who almost had a huge game. So it could be this is a crazy tight end room. Terrence Ferguson, Ben Sinnott, because Zach Ertz is out for the year. And Terrence Ferguson almost had like 2 touchdowns in that game. And now Devontae Adams is missing time. So I do not want to face this team next week. And I hope it gets bounced for my own sake alone. Unless I don't make week 17, in which case go win it. Because there's a lot to like about that team. It's a good team to me. It's also nice that you have direct leverage off of Kyle Pitts 2 ways, London and Mooney. Okay. So real quick, we got the last game tonight. It's a huge matchup for really Achane and Waddle. It's a question how much Achane will play, though. Yes, it's Puka dragging along London. I would say this is very unlikely. I don't think Jaden Daniels returns this year. What percentage of Pitt's teams will advance? Definitely lower after this past week, but like 40% probably. Just a guess. I don't know. Does Rome play next week? He might. Yeah, I would think he's done. I'd be shocked if they returned him. All right, folks. Real quick, I want to look at week 16. We're going to do this a lot more next coming weeks. And again, if you subscribe to beatbestball.com or if you're thinking about it, this is a great time to jump in. I got strategy articles up on the site for playoff best ball. I don't do rankings for playoff best ball because it just doesn't make any sense to have rankings. I can tell you how I feel about the players, but like you need to field a full Super Bowl team. And if you're drafting off rankings, you are donating. Okay, Rams Seahawks, huge one because it's Thursday night, typically sloppy, and not a good matchup. Like it's 2 good defenses. So could JSN and Puka, they could smash, they could dud. Eagles Commanders, it's a great matchup for the Eagles. Packers Bears, pretty good matchup for the Packers pieces. And the Packers defense might be way worse without Micah. We'll see on that. Good matchup for the Chargers versus the Cowboys. Vikings Giants, probably not the most relevant game in the world. Bengals Dolphins, could see theatrics there. Could see a big scoring there. So already a lot of games that profile is like high scoring. Jets Saints, gross game. Things could happen. Maybe Chris Olave. Panthers Bucks, playoff game. Not the highest scoring in the world. Bills Browns, real question is, do the Bills beat down the Browns? Does James Cook go off? It's a good defense, but you know, the Browns are not going to keep up with the Bills. Chiefs Titans, sorry for Patrick Mahomes. He tore his ACL. The Chiefs were already eliminated basically when that happened. As that happened, I guess, technically. But yeah, this game stinks now. 2 terrible offenses. Jags Broncos. Interesting one because you got the chalk Trevor against a good defense in the Broncos. Probably a lower scoring game, but we'll see. And I've been a Bo Nix hater, but I thought he showed something against the Packers last week. I still don't believe in them as far as Super Bowl chances, but we'll see. Good defense in the Jags too. Falcons Cardinals. Very important game because you got mega chalk Pitts against the Cardinals. And do we get Drake London back? Lions Steelers. My God, man. The Lions pieces, like they could smash the Steelers. Just feel like this is a great matchup for the Lions. They need to win. So low-owned Gibbs. My God. Raiders Texans. Good matchup for the Texans. We'll see if Woody Marks plays. Ravens Patriots. Important game for the Ravens. 49ers Colts. Phillip Rivers last stand. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good luck to me. Good luck to you. As far as the rest of week 15 goes, we'll see you tomorrow once we have official playoff teams or official semifinal teams. Let's win some tournaments. Like, subscribe, join the Discord. Link is below. BeatBestBall.com.